Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. Good to see you today. If you're here, say hi so I know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, type replay in the comments so we know you were here. Today I want to talk about vote for you. You know, I got an email from Randy Gage. He's one of my mentors. He's an amazing guy. He teaches prosperity. And in his email, he talks about the show So You Think You Can Dance, right? You get to see 10 people with what he calls mad genius talent doing performances directed and created by some of the best choreographers on earth. He says, but it's going to be like going to see the movie Titanic. You already know it doesn't have a happy ending. Sure, he says, most of those people are going to have a blissful finish, but 9 others are guaranteed. No, he said one of those people is going to have an amazing blissful finish, but 9 others are guaranteed to lose. They're not going to win the cash or the magazine spread or earn the title America's favorite dancer, right? And he says during each show, Randy watches in euphoria, drinking in the brilliance, and then at the end of the show, he watches in anguish as someone with breathtaking talent is eliminated. You know, I can so relate to that. I've never watched that show. I probably don't want to watch it because I'll get hooked on it, and I don't want to watch more TV. But I watched the show America's Got Talent, and I just love that show. And so it's an amazing show because the people that are on that show are so talented already, right? I mean, you got to understand that even being on that show, even getting through the first eliminations tells you how talented they are. And they are like easily in the top 2% of the entire world as far as their talent goes. And so it's the same thing, though. The America's Got Talent goes over several months, and the contestants get whittled down, and eventually there's one big winner, and everybody else loses, right? Or do they? First of all, it's totally not possible to quantify the best, most talented person in a situation like that. It's not possible. Most of the time, the winner who wins, people vote on their prejudice. They vote on what they're comfortable with. They vote on what they know. They vote on their lives. People vote because of who they are, not because of who's on stage. And the sad thing is that, sometimes people could win or not win because of their ethnicity. I can't say that word, ethnicity, their color, maybe their gender, maybe it's their personality. But the truth is probably most of the time it's more about their backstory. Because, like on America's Got Talent, they give a little intro video that talks about where they came from and how they got to where they are now. And that's so amazing when you look at what they've accomplished and where they came from. And in most cases, they overcame a lot of hardship to get to that. And a lot of times it's the backstory that maybe relates more to the audience who's voting. But that they had to have so much talent to even get on that show, right? I mean, every one of them. I mean, there's a couple that get on that I think they do it for show reasons, for comedy or whatever. There's a couple that get on there. You're like, what are you doing on here? But I know that's because America's Got Talent's trying to keep the audience engaged. But, especially when you get to the quarterfinals and the semifinals and then the finals, to even be on that stage in front of the whole world tells you just how amazing you are. You are a rock star. You wouldn't be on the stage if you weren't. But yet the saddest thing is, and I hope this doesn't happen, but I'm sure it probably has, is that there are people just like you and me. They have fears. They are terrified. They're putting everything on the line to be on this show. And they're thinking, what if America doesn't like me? Or what if I'm not good enough? Does it sound familiar? I mean, they don't have thoughts that are any different than ours. We all feel the same way. And so I just hope that they don't leave that show after being eliminated and thinking that was a sign from the universe that maybe they should go back to school or get a real job, right? I mean, those contestants on those shows have odds stacked against them in ways that most of us will never even be ever have, that we'll never experience, but we all have failure. we all have things that go wrong. We have people that vote us off the stage, so to speak, in a lot of ways. I mean, every one of us has had some kind of hardship. We've had something fall apart in our business. We've had something fall apart in our lives. We've had something we were working so hard for that didn't get there. That doesn't mean that you should just give it up and go home. And it's the same thing with those people on the stage on America's Got Talent. You know, actually, I think if you even get into the semifinals, most of them are offered amazing opportunities, because the recruiters and the people that are really looking for talent, they're seeing them and they see their talent. But gosh, you know, I just hope they don't go home and say, well, that was it. That was my shot. It's over. I'll go back to work. No. And it's the same thing for you. You know, back when I was so close, I was 13 people away from senior executive unit leader, which is a top leadership level of Avon. And I told this story before, but one of my two girls that I needed to get to the top, I had to have two executive leaders. And one of them just disappeared off the face of the earth, just boom, gone. I didn't know what happened to her. And for the longest time, I did not know it was years and years before I found out that actually she was in jail. But she disappeared. And her entire team just fell apart underneath her. And that meant my entire team. Half of my team was gone. And you know what? That's like horrendous. And that's like the most horrible thing. You know, we all have those kinds of experiences. That does not mean that you should just give it up, hang up your hat, and go back to work or go home and just forget your dreams. You know, don't give up your dreams. Just because someone else says you can't do it, or just because something didn't go right, don't give it up. Nobody gets to decide your value but you. Seriously, you. So vote for you. You are the one. Vote for you and make it happen. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Get below and tell me what you think about this, or what your thoughts are. I love that show. I really do. But it breaks my heart every time I see someone eliminated, because every single one of them who are eliminated shouldn't be. And again, vote for you, okay? You got this. You got this. So vote for you. Tell me what you do to vote for you. Tell me what you do when things get hard and you know that you want to keep going. How do you get around it? Anyway, thanks for listening to me today. I will see you tomorrow. You have a great day.